to this video, and today I want to do a bit of a complete shop overview kind of video, because I think just focusing on individual bundles when there's so many doesn't really make that much sense, and I don't want to spam you with 5 videos a day like other people do that, you know, because you probably have a life, so, you know, I get that. But now, let's do it quick. Now, we start out with this one. I mean, the CDA, I don't own it, so I can't say much about it. All I can say that it doesn't have a turret, which I don't like. So a actual objective opinion on a turretless tank destroyer is not going to happen on this channel. That's why I try to ignore them as much as possible, because obviously I don't want to, like, I want to give you a review that is as unbiased as possible, and not just, you know, I hate this thing. That doesn't work. The MX-1357, I mean, if you want to click yourself to death, it can be very fun. It can be a fun tank, right? But then again, you have 90 alpha damage, 6 shots in a magazine. You're gonna click yourself to death, and a Type 62 or a M41D are massively better options. So I'd say I would stay away from this bundle, mainly because both the tanks are rather meh, but, you know, if you want them, sure. Also, 15,000 for the CDA. 15,000. It's just madness. No tier 8 tank is worth 15,000. Only the best ones are maybe worth 10,000, like a T-54E2, for example. That's maybe worth 10,000 if it's in a good bundle. So 15,000 for a tier 8 tank with, I mean, barely any accessories is just madness. So no, Wargaming, no. Now, this one can be a good idea. You know, you can get a mystery certificate. Look at that, 10 euros. You get 2.5k gold, and you get a tank. You're probably going to end up with an Angry Connor, but you're still going to get a tank. So, I think this bundle, if you can afford it, is not too bad, even though you just mainly just get trash camos. I think the tank and the gold can be worth it. Then the T-2020, which is, I mean, it is a decent tank now. They buffed the frontal armor to 140, I think, from 120. So now it is somewhat decently well armored. But then again, basically, I made a video about the RS3 a couple of days ago. It plays very, very similar to that. You know, turrets unpenetrable, front plates, yeah, pretty much. 6 degrees of gun depression, you know, decent mobility. It is a good tank, but I wouldn't buy over a 250U. Especially not for 7,500. If it was sold for 5.5k, you know, like the T-34 or the Yaktiga were or are, then in that kind of bundle, I think it would be worth it. But no, just no, absolutely not. Then obviously, what else is in here? We have the 5A, which I made a video about. It's trash. These two, Chimera, absolutely lovely, wonderful, insanely good tank. The Action X is rather disappointing. And then the Prototype is also a good tank. Made a separate video about that as well. Now, I haven't made a video about these, and that's sad. I wanted to make one, but unfortunately, it didn't happen. And now there's only 22 hours left. So I'd say the T-26 is an amazing tank. However, it was sold for cheaper before. I wouldn't really recommend the T-23, but for 8,500 gold, you can see it's 1,000 more, and you get a whole tank more. So this is a better bundle than a T-2020, but still, the T-26 on its own is, I think, sold for 6,500 down here. Yeah, 6,500. I don't know. You're overpaying a bit. It's a good tank, but I think the T-54E2 or AMX M49 are a better option, and they can also be a cheaper option there. So there's that. Then anything else that is interesting in here would be the Yaktiga, which also leaves in 22 hours. If you like burning games, I've made like 2 or 3 videos on this tank already, so I'm not going to make another one. If you like burning games, if you really like non-turret tank destroyers, this can be an amazing bundle. You know, you have the 30 days of premium, you have the credits, and you also have a tank with 3,500 DPM. And also, don't forget to switch guns. This tank has 2 different guns, and you have to switch to the correct one. You know, I see so many people playing this tank with the 88mm. It is wrong. Please, if you are playing the Yaktiga, switch to the 105mm gun. It is so much better. Like, it's insane how much better it is. Then, same with the M6, which, here you go. This is what I mean with the T-26. Now, this one is a better option, a better deal than the T-26E5, because obviously you get other stuff here. Is it a good tank? Is it as good as the T-34? I'd say no, because the turret is a lot easier to pen. So I would just wait for the T-34 here and not go for this one. Because the T-34 is sold in a similar bundle to this one. You know, we have the gold and the premium time as well. So basically you get a better tank for cheaper than when you get this one right here. If it does come back. And I hope it came back like 3 or 4 times already, so that's not too bad. Then the prototype is, well, it was great back in 2016, 2017, but unfortunately got power crept massively. 5,500 gold is not a bad deal at all. By the way, you can see the compensation for every tank if you click on the eye up here. So if you ever want to know, if you were to sell a certain tank, you can see it right up there if you click on the information button. Now, would I recommend this bundle? No, just get the Chimera instead. You're going to overpay for the Chimera, but you're going to do better in the Chimera. And how about these bundles? Because they never really talk about them. I don't really ever see anyone else talk about them. I mean, I don't watch any other Blitz YouTubers, but I don't see anyone talk about them. But I think these are actually pretty good, something like this, you know, because you do get, if you need these things, if you need premium time, if you need gold, and if you need the credits, then this, and also the boosters, obviously, which is a great thing, these can be all a great option. Obviously, the higher you go, the more you save, but the more you also spend, so you figure. So these can definitely be worth it, because you get 42k gold for this one, for example. 100 is a premium, 5 million. If you just buy the gold on your own, which is about the dumbest thing you can do, you only get 37,000. So basically, if you get this one, you get more gold for the same money, but then you also get the premium, the credits, and all the boosters. So this is like, if you need a shit ton of gold, premium time, and all that, then these bundles are very good for that. And obviously, if you don't want to afford yourself $100, which is an insane amount of money for a game, let's not be mistaken here, then I think even the lower ones, you know, can be a pretty nice investment if you do need more of these consumables, basically. So now, obviously, as I said before, I wanted to make a video about this one, but then I didn't, for reasons that I don't even know myself. I decided, how about we play it now, because why not? So this is a very nice tank. Now, obviously, there is one problem. The Pershing now has 2,600 DPM and also has better mobility. So that's what you have to keep in mind here. That if you have the Pershing, you might not have a great deal with this one, even though 6.5k ain't too bad. 6.5k for this one isn't too bad. This is the budget T-54E2. You know, if you can't afford the T-54E2, then this one, or the T-34, which is even cheaper, is probably the better option. I would probably even go as far as saying the T-34 is the easier tank to play, because obviously you have more alpha damage. You have 400 instead of 225 on this one. This is more of a... It's not a heavium, it's more a... the other way around, it's more a mevy. So... it depends whether you want it or not, but if you do enjoy this kind of tank, that can work very well. This is sort of like a predecessor for a main battle tank as well, kind of. The armor is very solid, especially on the turret, pretty much impenetrable. Did he just get ammo racked? I think so. Look at that, getting bounces. The upper play is also quite decent. However, not against T9s, obviously, and not against Tier 8 premium rounds. So, it's good enough. It's not amazing. If you angle it, you can get bounces here and there, but it is by no means great, and that's the case for most upper plates, really, so I'm not telling you anything new here. Hello. Now, 2,400 DPM is a lot better than what other heavy tanks have to offer, with some of them going as low as 1,900 and 1,800. Those mostly do have higher alpha damage, though. So, what is better, higher alpha damage or higher DPM? And that depends on what kind of tank you have. When you have a tank that has low gun depression, that has to trade, you want to have the alpha damage. But a tank like this, I think it can play hull down, it can trade a lot more efficiently, so it is not that big of a deal. It's not like a Centurion Action X where you can just penetrate through the turret anyway. So there's that. And I do think this is a better option than the Action X, because it's mainly higher alpha damage, and also it actually has some armor. So call me crazy, but that part's just my opinion. You know, don't take that at fact there. But I do think this one is a better option than the Action X, especially also because it's cheaper. So that's also another thing, obviously, because, you know, why would you spend more money if you then don't also get more performance? Says me about to overpay on PC parts. But anyway, now we're gonna go for the Pantera. Still a lot of HP. You know, I played it relatively in the middle, and that's how these tanks do the best. You know, you want to be getting as many shots as possible without getting shot as much as possible. It's obvious, right? How do you do that? By positioning yourself. And by also getting map control. As always, map control is the most important thing. And I kind of don't want to get the Helsing right now, because if I don't, and the CDC, like if the CDC gets another shot on the Pantera, beautiful. I could steal myself a Colobanos here. It would be a complete dick move to make, but like, I could do it. Oh, yeah, but the teeth of this guy is quite high HP. Gonna have to shoot him. He's gonna go down anyway. Well, I don't want to steal it, but I have to, I suppose. Alright, Helsing should be most annoying target. Nope. Okay, let's try to get the Pantera first. He seems to want it. He did want it. Now Helsing. I mean, the T-34 might just push me, but I can push the Helsing. I'm definitely fast enough, so... Nope, he bounced. And the T-34 just missed my back. And I have better DPM than him. So here we go. Hello. And now, what the hell? What you do when you're against a faster medium, you get up against the house so they can't circle you. And then you play it off there. Well, I mean, that's a free Colobanos, I guess. 5 kills. Not too bad. I'll take it. 4k damage, almost. Here we go. Beautiful. It works great if you know what you're doing, you know? It can be an amazing tank, and it can certainly be worth it. If you think that it's worth it. Obviously, that's always the thing, you know? It's worth something. It's worth it if you think that it's worth it. You know? Basically, that's how economy works. And if you think that this was a good video, then don't forget to like and subscribe. Really appreciate it. So, yeah, that's how it can go, I guess. Yeah, see ya.